Feeling overwhelmed by life? Tired, stressed, and like your mind never stops racing? What if I told you there's a simple secret to finding calm, even when life feels impossible? Stay with me, because this short story could change the way you see peace forever. Hi, I'm Your Name, and today I want to share a story for anyone who feels exhausted by life's constant demands. It's about a man who discovered something amazing. Not from a book, not from advice, but from a quiet moment by a simple pond. By the end of this story, you'll learn a lesson that can help calm your mind and restore balance, no matter how busy or stressed you are. Once there was a man named Arman. He was like many of us, always busy, always rushing. From the moment he woke up until late at night, his days were filled with endless tasks. Emails piled up, meetings never seemed to end. Bills demanded attention, and chores waited patiently for his return. Even weekends brought no relief. Arman felt trapped in a cycle of constant motion, never finding a moment to rest. One evening, completely drained, he decided to take a walk near his home. He wandered aimlessly until he came across a small pond tucked under a large old tree. The water was still, reflecting the orange and pink hues of the sunset. For a moment, Arman sat quietly on a nearby bench, wishing he could feel the same calm he saw in the pond. As he sat there, he noticed an old monk nearby. The monk's posture was relaxed, and his face wore a serene smile. He seemed untouched by the worries that weighed Arman down. Curious and desperate for guidance, Arman approached him. "Excuse me," he said hesitantly, "how do you stay so calm? Life feels overwhelming. I can't stop my mind from racing." The monk looked at him kindly. "Imagine your mind is like this pond," he said. "When the water is stirred, it becomes muddy. You cannot see clearly. But if you let it settle, the water becomes clear again, and you can see the reflection of the sky." Arman frowned, trying to understand. "But how do I stop my thoughts from stirring? How do I find peace when everything demands my attention?" The monk picked up a small stone and gently tossed it into the pond. The water rippled violently, sending waves across the surface. Slowly, the ripples began to fade, and the pond became still once more. Every time you allow worry, fear, or anger to take over, it is like throwing a stone into the pond. You cannot control the stone, but you can allow the ripples to settle. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control how you respond. Take small moments for yourself. Breathe, observe, and let go. That is the way to inner peace. Arman thought about this deeply. For years, he had been rushing through life without pausing, without taking a single moment to reflect. He realized that peace was not something to be found outside, in achievements or possessions, but within. The next day, Arman decided to make a change. He woke up a little earlier and spent 5 minutes in silence, simply breathing and observing his thoughts. At first, it was difficult. His mind wandered, worries intruded, and frustration built, but he kept practicing. Slowly, he noticed a difference. Those 5 minutes became 10, then 15. He began to feel a sense of calm he had never known before.
Arman also started applying this lesson during his day. When faced with stressful situations at work, instead of reacting immediately, he paused and took a deep breath. When he felt overwhelmed by endless tasks, he reminded himself that he could handle things one step at a time. These small practices didn't change his life overnight, but they gradually made life feel lighter, more manageable, and less chaotic. One weekend, he returned to the pond where he had first met the monk. He watched the water ripple in the breeze and smiled. He understood now. The monk hadn't given him a magic formula. He had shown him the truth, that peace was always within reach, waiting for him to pause and notice it. Life continued with its challenges. There were still busy days, stressful moments, and unexpected problems. But Arman had discovered a way to navigate them with clarity and calm. He learned that inner peace is not about escaping responsibilities or avoiding difficulties.
It is about learning to calm the ripples in the mind, to observe without judgment, and to allow stillness to return. Arman's story teaches a valuable lesson. No matter how tired, busy, or overwhelmed we feel, we can find moments of peace if we allow ourselves to pause. It may be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even a quiet walk in nature. The secret is simple: breathe, observe, and let go. As Arman sat by the pond one evening, he realized that the calm he once envied in the monk was now within him. And in that moment, he understood that the journey to inner peace is not a destination. It is a practice, a daily choice, and a reminder that the mind, like the pond, can always settle again. Patience and consistency are key. Peace doesn't arrive all at once, but with each mindful breath and each moment of stillness, the mind grows quieter and life becomes more meaningful. Every challenge, every stress can be met with a calm mind when we learn to settle the ripples within. If you enjoyed this story and found it helpful, remember to take a moment today to pause, breathe, and let your mind settle. Inner peace is not about escaping life's responsibilities. It's about finding calm within the chaos. Little by little, day by day, you can cultivate that peace, just like Arman. Your mind can be like a still pond, reflecting clarity, calm, and hope, even when life feels overwhelming.